Matthew, I'm still recovering from National Marquette Day.
Plus, don't forget, lacrosse is finally back on campus.
A lot to get to today, so thank you for joining us. Golden Eagle Sports Report starts right now.
Slam dunk! Oh, that's a poster.
Live from the Jeannie Hayes Virtual Studio at Marquette University, this is Golden Eagle Sports Report.
Marquette gets the rebound, and the champions have gone down.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ben Ward.
And I'm Matt Perez.
Starting the action tonight, the women's basketball team starts their Big East gauntlet when they host the Seton Hall Pirates.
The Pirates are quick to pilage and take an early lead in the first quarter.
But the Golden Eagles strike back. They battle for the lead to close out the first period.
This Big East battle continues into the second period when Seton Hall senior guard Jordana Cordeo grabs the first points of the period.
But Marquette gets tough and holds on. The Golden Eagles keep their lead heading into halftime.
Coming out of the break, the Pirates hit their shots.
But the Golden Eagles can't get anything going offensively.
Seton Hall steals the lead with less than 2 minutes left in the third.
Marquette is outscored by 9 points in the period.
And the Golden Eagles have no answers as they lose to Seton Hall 70-58. In the loss, junior forward Skylar Forbes scored 17 points. The men's basketball team travels to Philadelphia to face the Villanova Wildcats. Like the previous matchup at the Pfizer Forum, both teams were in for a thriller. This back and forth starts with Villanova pulling away early in the first half, with the Golden Eagles chipping the Wildcat lead to 4 going into the break.
In the second half, Marquette comes out swinging. The impressive performance includes a 13-2 Marquette run. A late momentum shift turns in Nova's favor, though, with the Wildcats dominating in the last 5 minutes. Despite the performance, Marquette falls to Villanova 77-74.
This loss won't let Marquette's efforts go unnoticed, as Royce Parham has a career-high 26 points. The Golden Eagles are back in action on Saturday at Xavier, tip-off at 2 p.m. The Golden Eagles golf team started their spring season last weekend at the Puerto Rico Classic.
The match took place in Rio Grande, Puerto Rico, which included 8 of the top 50 teams in the nation. Marquette finished 10th overall ahead of number 29 Louisville and 37th ranked Purdue.
The number 1 team in the country, Virginia, ran away with the event, finishing 18 shots in front of second place LSU. The Cavaliers posted a score of 55 shots under par.
Marquette finished 2 shots behind Iowa for 9th place and finished with an overall score of 22 under par. Senior Johan Vidal was the Golden Eagles' best and most consistent contributor on the week. Vidal posted 3 straight rounds of 69, which led to a 9-under week for Vidal.
Star first-year Golden Eagle Misa Cardenas posted the lowest round of the week for Marquette. He shot a 5 under 67 during round number 2. Cardenas finished 6 under par for the week.
Sophomore Vincent Cervantes was also a huge contributor for Marquette. He also posted a week of 6 under par, including an opening round 69. Marquette
will travel to Statesboro, Georgia to participate in the Shane Cool Invitational on March 23rd and 24th. The women's lacrosse team keeps the home stretch going, hosting former Big East rival Cincinnati at Valley Fields. And Ben, the Golden Eagles are rolling.
Yes, Matt, they certainly are. After going down 4-2 in the first quarter, the Golden Eagles completely dominate, shutting out the Bearcats 7-0 in the second quarter. Going into the second half, Marquette keeps their foot on the gas, outscoring Cincinnati 6-1 going into the fourth. The Bearcats weren't going down without a fight, though, outscoring Marquette 5-2 in the fourth quarter. Marquette defends the Dome, taking the 17-10 win.
Senior midfield Hannah Bodner and Tess Osborne each netted 4 goals, leading the way for Marquette. The Golden Eagles return to the Dome at Valley Fields tomorrow night at 5 p.m.
National Marquette Day is not only a day to celebrate the current students, but also the history of the university and those who have impacted it.
That's right, Ben, and this National Marquette Day was a special one because the Golden Eagles got to celebrate one of those legends that has laid the foundation for how we see Marquette today. Marquette Wire assistant sports producer Brian Wilson has more.
Another legend was enshrined in the rafters here at Marquette today, as Tom Crean became the 3rd coach to have his name immortalized forever in the rafters.
As National Marquette Day got underway, Dwayne Wade made an appearance and had the Marquette faithful excited. The Golden Eagles got out to a quick start, but it went back and forth from there.
During a first half timeout,
Marquette's 2005-2006 team got recognized because they're the first team to compete in the Big East Conference, and the man that headed that team would be recognized at the half. Tom Crean's accolades were on the video board, and his banner was unveiled. He had some words for the Marquette faithful.
We know that we're home advantage in Marquette. Unless Cincinnati was here every other year with Wisconsin, that didn't last long either. We wanted to have that. We're putting a chip on our shoulder, and you got no chance to have a basketball. Because everything we're about is taking care of business for Marquette University. Because that toughness, then we look after each other. Marquette will never, ever take a backseat to anyone in this country. Don't let anybody tell you different.
Marquette started to kick it into gear and would go on to win the ball game. Royce Parham talked about the legends returning to Marquette.
Them just coming back shows that our program just shows so much support for our alumni and players that played in the past, and it's great for them to come here and just inspire us and help us go through these games and win.
Win they would. Brian Wilson, Marquette Wire Sports.
Coming up next on Golden Eagle Sports Report, even more to come from National Marquette Day.
Plus, you don't want to miss this week's edition of Weekly Awards.
Stick around for all that and more after this quick break.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused. A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. Discover the resources you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Welcome back to Golden Eagle Sports Report. Once again, I'm Ben Ward.
And I'm Matt Perez.
Now, Matt, I caught a few Marquette Club figure skaters in the elevator recently, and with the Winter Olympics going on right now, this feels like perfect timing. So here's another episode of Elevator Pitch.
Figure skating, I see. Okay. Yeah. Is that a club? Sport? Real sport here? What is it?
Real sport.
Oh, okay.
We got a club here at Marquette.
Oh, okay. Nice. Mm-hmm. Must be coolest club ever, right? How long have you guys been skating for?
17 years. 14 years.
Oh, nice. Okay, nice. You guys when you're skating, any ice, baby, set the chill vibes. Wow, yeah. How does the club work here? Do you guys play against other teams? What is it like?
Yeah, we're just a group of skaters and we get together and practice and then compete collegiately.
Okay, nice, awesome. Awesome, yeah. I mean, it's seriously it's so cool. It's so cool. Oh, what's your guys' floor? I got you guys.
Oh.
Yeah. Have a good one. Sorry about that. Everyone, wait, can I join the club?
No.
I'm not cool enough? Cool? I'm not cool enough?
Continuing the spirit of this weekend's National Marquette Day, assistant sports producer Jake Dale brings us more about the game and beyond.
National Marquette Day 2026 is here and the vibes are high. How excited are students and players for this Marquette game, really?
Since 1992, when Marquette Spirit Day was officially dubbed National Marquette Day, Students and alumni have gathered at bars and basketball games to celebrate their sacred holiday. Even with the team's recent struggles, 2026 was no different.
I'm here with Luke and Owen. What years are you guys?
We're sophomores.
Sophomores. Okay, so this is your second National Marquette Day. How are the vibes feeling today?
The vibes are immaculate.
Yeah.
Vibes are immaculate.
Really excited. It's been a really good day so far. I'm just ready to go.
It's really cool, actually. Everybody's really energetic and really excited, and it's actually really cool to see.
With the palpable fan excitement behind them, the Golden Eagles rallied. Freshman Adrian Stevens posted a career-high 18 points on 6 made threes. Well, they mostly rallied. This nasty ankle breaker from Finley Bizjack was just 3 of his 23 points on the night. But even with Bizjack having a day at Pfizer Forum, the Golden Eagles banded together. Marquette outscored Butler by 11 in the second half. Senior Chase Ross finished his last National Marquette Day with 19 points that included this falling and one, and an exclamation mark dunk to close out the afternoon.
It's just great to celebrate our university, our basketball program. The crowd was awesome, students were awesome, and so happy for Coach Crane.
It was a great environment, great experience. We always have great fans at every game, and today was no different.
In all, alley or not, Marquette fans left Pfizer Forum with the top priority, an NMB victory. For Jake Dale, Marquette Wire Sports.
The men's lacrosse team opens up their season at Valley Fields versus the number 20 ranked Michigan Wolverines.
And the Wolverines get nasty to start the game as they score 2 goals in the first 4 minutes of action.
Marquette is able to get on the board thanks to a man-up goal from Andrew Bowman.
Michigan responds 5 minutes into the second period, but back-to-back Marquette goals give us a tie game.
The Wolverines are ranked 20th for a reason as they outscore Marquette 4-1 the rest of the period.
Marquette starts the second half with a Tucker Mullen goal, but Michigan stays in control.
The Wolverines score another 4 goals unanswered.
And Ben, things don't change in the fourth period.
No, they do not, Matt. Michigan outscores Marquette 3-2 and wins the game 14-7.
Following the loss, junior attackman Carson Brandt leads Marquette in goals with 2. Now it's time for our favorite segment on GESR, the weekly awards. For our team of the week, it's the women's lacrosse team. After dominant wins over Eastern Michigan and Cincinnati, they're undefeated going into the second week of the season. For the rising star of the week, it is Adrian Stevens of the men's basketball team. The first-year forward had 19 points in the win against Butler National Marquette Day and 18 points in the game at Villanova. And finally, for our MVP of the week, it's Skylar Forbes of the women's basketball team. The junior from Ontario scored 20 points in the game at Creighton and 17 points against Seton Hall.
Coming up this weekend in Marquette Sports, a trio of Valentine's Day contests.
Leading off, the number 1 ranked Huskies come to campus.
Marquette enters Saturday off a loss to Seton Hall on Wednesday.
Yeah, that would have been nice to have, Ben. A higher seed in the Big East tournament means you may not have to play the Huskies into the final.
Speaking of those Huskies, though, their closest game since beating Marquette on December 17th is a 30-point win over the 15th-ranked Tennessee Volunteers on February 2nd. On a lighter note, though, the men's basketball team travels to the Queen City for a Royal Rumble with the Xavier Musketeers. Xavier returns to the Cintas Center after back-to-back road losses at the hands of UConn and St. John's.
Meanwhile, Marquette is still seeking their first road win of the season, following a close loss to Villanova. Men's basketball appears to be hitting their stride. Can they sweep the Musketeers in the season?
At the same time, the 6th-ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish enter the Dome at Valley Fields. It's Marquette's second match of the season after their opening day loss to number 20 Michigan. That one, as well as men's basketball versus Xavier, start at 8 Central Time.
Wow, what a fun slew of games. Coming up in other sports, how badly did the Vikings mess up?
Plus, who won the NBA trade deadline? Find out after the break.
The bravest person I know is my daughter, Cynthia.
My friend Sean, and he was in the Air Force.
One of the bravest things he ever did wasn't when he first enlisted, it was when he found his first support group.
It was when he asked to move in with me and my mom.
I felt like I was lost, and you gave me a place to stay.
She went on foreign soil. She went to war. But the bravest thing she did is when she asked for help.
I would just want you to listen to me more often and lead me towards success.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at soundidouttogether.org.
Action!
arrive ready for something good, you'll leave connected to something greater. Marquette University.
Hello and welcome back to Studio 7 as we discuss the latest in NFL and NBA. I'm Matt Perez, and joining me on the panel is Ben Ward and Lucas Scholze. We got a lot to talk about, so let's get straight to it. The New England Patriots just lost to the Seattle Seahawks in Super Bowl 60, 29-13. Guys, do you think that the Patriots deserve to be in the game? Ben, we're going to start with you.
Listen, with a weak AFC, this Patriots team, it was good. It was good. They played weak competition. They were able to get the wins. Obviously, in the NFL, every win is hard. There's 17 games. It's a grind. But weak competition, they absolutely should not have been in this game. It's a weak AFC. I think the Broncos, with Jarrett Stidham playing, I think the Jaguars deserved it even more after the big wins they had. They had to face a tough Josh Allen. Absolutely not. Patriots should not have been in it.
You say weak AFC, right?
Where's Mahomes? Where's Mahomes, Lamar? Where's Burrow?
Yeah, you're looking at one side of the ball right now. You're looking at one side of the ball. How about defensively? In the wild card round, they played a top 10 defense in the Chargers. In the divisional round, they played a top 3 defense in the Texans. In the AFC Championship game, they played a top 3 defense in the Broncos in terrible conditions. You could look at the offensive stats from Drake May, only had the 80 yards or whatever that. But they played in terrible conditions, and they still came out of this game. They still went to the Super Bowl.
Lucas,
and
terrible conditions? Lucas, terrible conditions?
In the AFC Championship
Exactly,
game.
terrible conditions for the Texans and the Broncos. They had to play the same thing.
And they still won.
They're playing terrible conditions, and they're terrible. Come on, yeah, it doesn't make sense.
I think the Broncos have the worst condition of all, having to start Jarrett Stidham, who's played 4 starting games as QB his whole entire career. I think that's the worst condition out of them all.
But you say, okay, they played a bad schedule, and obviously they did. They played one of the easiest schedules since 2000. But most of those games aren't even decided by them. Again, it goes off of the previous year, and it was a terrible year with Gerard Mayo last year. They went 4-13. They get Mike Vrabel, and he's just a 10 times better coach than Gerard Mayo. So they're playing all the 4th place teams. They have 3 games decided by that, and they play in a terrible AFC East. That's what most of their games decide by, and they won those games. And all that matters is you win. No win is taken for granted in the NFL.
Well, it gave me 3 hours of wasted time to watch Super Bowl, and it also gave me a chance to say this. The Jaguars should have been, and they would have made it at least a game against the Seahawks. They only lost by 8 last time they played them in the regular season. Jags would have beat the Broncos and the Patriots in the playoffs.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. I mean, I had them in my bracket going all the way to Super Bowl, but we all saw what happened and got bounced by the first round by the Buffalo Bills. And if the Bills would have played the Patriots in the AFC Championship, I think Josh Allen would have finally went to the Super Bowl. And that's as a person who's not the biggest fan of Allen as a player. But, hey, the Patriots did not look the greatest in the playoffs.
Hey, the Patriots beat the Bills in Buffalo, though, in Week 3, if you don't remember.
And then Buffalo went into New England and beat them, too.
It was a blown lead. You know, again, if they play that game again in New England, I feel there's no way they'd lose that game.
Yeah, I mean, I can see a good point. You guys both bring up really great points there. One of the bigger stories coming out of the Super Bowl is Sam Darnold's newfound success. The 8th-year QB was widely considered a bust until last year when he led the Minnesota Vikings to the playoffs with a 14-3 record. The Vikings would let Darnold walk in free agency after he struggled in his last few games in purple. Fast forward to today, and now Darnold's holding the Lombardi, while the Vikings look to J.J. McCarthy as their single caller. Is this the move going forward and remember as an all-time disaster? And is this the worst decision in NFL history? Lucas, I'm going to kick this off with you.
There are a lot of bad moves in NFL history. I think this is the top one.
Really?
Because you bring in Sam Darnold as a backup quarterback, right? Your star or your supposed star, J.J. McCarthy, gets hurt, so you have to start him. He goes 14-3. He throws for the 3rd all-time single-season passing yards in Vikings history. He throws for the 2nd in touchdowns in Vikings franchise history. He leads them to 14-3, their 2nd most wins in franchise history, and they have a top 5 defense. And now you're looking at a 9-8 team. And Sam Darnold goes onto a very similar roster with a very strong defense and a number 1 receiver, and he wins a Super Bowl. And Vikings fans are thinking, Justin Jefferson barely even got over 1,000 yards this year with J.J. McCarthy and Max Brosmer. And Cam Akers threw a touchdown. And Max Brosmer started 2 games this year, and he didn't throw a single one. I think this is the worst move in NFL history.
Wow. That last set, that hits different. That's insane. Cam Akers throwing more touchdowns than Max Brosmer.
What?
Do you remember a team in 2021 and 2022? This is a Cincinnati Bengals team, right? You talk about one bad move? I can list 4 bad moves that a team made one time after making the Super Bowl. Jesse Bates, Chidobe Awuzie, DJ Reader, Akeem Davis-Gaither, All 4 players helped a Cincinnati Bengals defense, not offense, a defense. Mind you, the Bengals defense has been atrocious the past 3 years. This defense was top 6 in the NFL. 6th in the NFL in points allowed per game with 20.1 that year. They made the Super Bowl. They let all 4 of these guys go. They couldn't get any of them signed.
Wow.
The worst move, in my opinion, is paying Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins all that money. Where does it go? Where does it go?
You get a
3 players? You let go of your whole defense. I would have, if I'm the Bengals, I would have let go of T. Higgins to save money for
You
the
would let
defense.
him walk. And
I would give
after
Joe
the year
Burrow.
he was having.
All Burrow needs is Chase. Higgins makes a huge difference for defenses to double team and whatnot. It changes up game plans. But still, these 4 players right here, let him walk. Awuzie couldn't get signed back. They let him walk. Jesse Bates tagged him, couldn't sign him back. DJ Reader said they were concerned about injuries with him. What? And then Akeem Davis-Gaither left to free agency. Again, those 4 players made the biggest difference for that team to make the Super Bowl. As a 4 seed, by the way, in the AFC, a 4 seed. All 4 of those players.
Wow.
The Bengals front office needs to be checked out. Something needs to be going down. And like, if the Bengals don't make the playoffs this year, I can see Burrow leaving.
You talk about struggles on defense with the Bengals, but look at the offense that the Vikings had to deal with this season. They went 9-8 with J.J. McCarthy and Max Brosmer. Those 2 combined for 11 touchdowns to 16 interceptions, and they went 9-8. Remember, they played the Lions on Christmas Day. Do you remember that game, Ben? Max Brosmer threw 3 net passing yards, and they won against the Lions team that was above 500. How do you not look at that and be like, if they had Sam Darnold, this would have been a completely different team?
No. I just listed 4 worst moves for a team. I just listed 4 worst moves.
But you're a
for
Vikings.
A team.
Vikings, you haven't been to a Super Bowl since 1977.
The Bengals haven't won a Super Bowl. Last time they were in one was like 86 against the Niners.
That's more recent.
It doesn't matter. I mean, the Bengals are a poverty friend. I mean, in general, it's terrible. Listen, I get what you're saying about Donald and Brosmer and all that. There's way worse moves, though. They're just way worse. You cannot
Not if you're a Vikings fan.
You can't sit here and say, if you're a Bengals fan.
Hey, let me tell you.
If you're any type of fan.
Let me tell you a worst move.
Go ahead and bring up the Ravens. Bring up the Ravens for us, please.
Another person that got let walked, Mike McDonald, who is a current HC for the Seattle Seahawks, who just won a Super Bowl, absolutely dominant. One of the greatest defenses. What do they call themselves? The dark side or something?
I think so.
Scary defense. You know whose defense was even scarier? The Baltimore Ravens defense in 2023. Triple Crown winner, most takeaways, most sacks, points given up per game, and they just let him walk to sign John Harbaugh to be the coach? Are we serious? And look what he does with another team. Insane. I think it's just the worst thing ever.
Well, look who's the quarterback for that team, though. Sam Darnold.
Bengals, I'm disappointed.
Awful.
I'm disappointed.
Awful. Let's move on. The NBA trade deadline has now passed us by, and everyone has their opinions on who won and lost the deadline. Our assistant sports producer, Brian Wilson, has created his trade deadline winners. In the 5th spot, we have the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers made a trade for the future, and they found the replacement for Miles Turner as they added Ivica Zubac from the Los Angeles Clippers. The trade included a protected first-round pick. If the Pacers land in the picks 4 through 9, the Clippers get the pick. But if they land top 3 or 10 through 30, the Pacers get the pick. Ben, I'm going to start with you. What are your thoughts on this?
I agree. I do agree. Also, shout out Cam Jones, game winner last night. Perfect. I think the Pacers are on track. Doing really good right now.
Yeah, you look at, they lose Tyrese Halliburton in Game 7, so obviously this was kind of a throwaway year. They expect a little bit more out of Jarris Walker. He's only averaging about 10 points per game. But you weren't going to pay Miles Turner $100 million, so getting Zubac is a really big move for this team.
I agree completely. I think this is a great move for them. They needed a center, and Zubac is a very underrated center, averaging a double-double per game, so I think this complements the team very well. And in the number 4 spot, we have the Detroit Pistons. The Pistons are a very physical basketball team, and they needed shooting. And shooting they got as they trade for Kevin Huerter of the Chicago Bulls. Lucas, I'm going to start with you.
Well, you look back a couple years, this team was 2-25, and now they're first in the East. And they got Kevin Huerter, and this team's shooting under 35% from 3, and Kevin Huerter's over 40% three-point shooter in his career. So that's a great move for the Pistons.
Completely agree. I think the Pistons, Detroit basketball's back. They're going for a chip this year, and it showed their aggressiveness in the trade deadline. I agree.
I can tell they play very scrappy offense. Him and Duncan Robinson are going to be a very dangerous duo, especially late. When you need a clutch 3, him or Red Velvet are going to go crazy. I love it. I love the pickup for the Pistons. And for the number 3 team, we have the New York Knicks. The Knicks, after all the Giannis saga, trade for Jose Alvarado of the New Orleans Pelicans. Ben, what are your thoughts on this pickup?
Well, I'm surprised the Knicks made a move like this. Jose Alvarado, what was it, 8 threes?
8 threes.
Crazy stuff from Alvarado. He's a dog. Like I said, Knicks they're going for a chip. They're being aggressive. I like it.
Yeah, you love to see teams going all in like this and getting Jose Alvarado a defensive menace. You see him start on the baseline, get steals on teams, done it throughout college career into the NBA. I feel like he's a really great player and could be a big player for this team, the Knicks.
Yeah, he's not like a big name player, but he's a very scrappy player. He's a great guy coming off the bench that's going to get you some points, get you some steals, and you can tell he puts his heart on the court. Now we have the top two. The number 2 team is the Boston Celtics. Boston adding Nikola Vucevic in a trade with the Chicago Bulls to send Anthony Simons to the Windy City. Lucas, what are your thoughts on this one?
I just don't think that it's a top 2 move in the deadline. Nikola Vucevic is 35 years old now, and he's nowhere near that all-star player that he was a few years ago. He's averaging 14 points per game. He's shooting over 40% from 3, which, again, the Celtics need that. But giving away Anthony Simons, again, he was just supposed to be kind of a throwaway player for this team. But I just don't think that it overpasses the Pistons. I feel like Kevin Huerter is a better option for what they needed. They needed a shooting in Detroit, and I feel like the Celtics could have kept on to Anthony Simons for more of a scoring ability.
Yeah, I don't know where the Celtics. Like, they're not making the finals, and they're not even gonna make the Eastern Conference Finals, in my opinion. Tatum's gonna come in, and I think he's gonna ruin the rhythm of this team. I don't know why they're going out trying to get Vucevic, like you said.
That's a very bold
I think they're in a
take
rhythm
right there. And he's back practicing right now in Maine with the Celtics.
Okay, and they're doing well without him.
You don't think they're going to be better when he comes back?
They're doing well without him. They don't need him right now. They're in a rhythm, and I think if he comes back into the rotation, it's just going to mess things up, I think. I think the Celtics getting Vucevic, like you said, it's kind of a waste. I mean, I don't know. I just don't see Tatum coming in and making a difference for this team as much as they are already playing well right now. And I don't know. I feel like it's a tougher East than people think.
You think that Jaylen Brown is better off without Jason Tatum than having 2 25-point-per-game scorers together?
They're already doing well. They're already doing well without him. I don't think. I mean,
that's
they have a nice rotation. I think they're in a flow right now. I don't see him. I mean, he'll make a difference. Obviously, he's going to score points, but
you wouldn't have an MVP candidate on the floor. You don't think that would really improve a team's success? You think it would make them worse?
We'll find out.
He brings up a good point.
We'll find out.
Jason Tatum brought him to a chip. They won a chip with Jason Tatum.
And
Jaylen Brown, I feel like it's better as a second fiddle.
If it was the Timberwolves, they would have lost that series.
Well, who could beat the Timberwolves?
Exactly.
Because it's Luka Doncic, but
so that could go the same thing for the finals then.
It's because of matchups. The matchups between the Mavericks and the Timberwolves worked out for the Mavericks' favor. That's why they won that series.
Yeah. I mean, you bring up
the NBA is all about matchups.
Bring up a good point. But I think it's time to get to number 1. For the number 1 spot, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavs added James Harden at the deadline in a deal with the Los Angeles Clippers once again that sent Darius Garland to LA. Ben, you have a lot of opinions right now. Let's kick it off with you.
Well, I don't know. I think this one's great. I think it's a good number 1 pick. James Harden's already making a difference for a team like this. And I think, like I said, the Cavaliers, they've been so close. They get the 1 seed pretty much, often now. It's kind of common for them to be a top 4 seed in the East now, especially with Donovan Mitchell and these pieces. Darius Garland's a good piece, though. Again, you remember him. It's a risk, big reward, I think this is for the Cavaliers, but I like it, though.
I think this is a good move right now.
Yeah.
If they don't win with James Harden, again, he seems to disappear in the playoffs. He's done it with the Sixers. Again, with the Rockets, he was their leading guy. But with the Sixers especially, he seemed to disappear, and that team really struggled in the East. But he's averaging 25 points per game. But you mentioned Garland. And again, James Harden has a player option next year, so he could walk after this season. And if they don't do anything this year, and you're giving up Darius Garland, who's on a max contract, again, maybe they don't want to pay him all that money, but he's still got 2 more years on his deal, and you can look at the Clippers getting away with just Darius Garland's second-round pick for a rental. Yeah. And if you're Cavaliers, it looks like a really bad trade then.
Yeah, James Harden's a very good veteran piece that could really help in the playoffs, but we'll have to see how this pans out. Thanks for the great discussion, guys. We're out of time. Tune in next week for all of our coverage of Marquette sports and more. I'm Matt Perez. Ben Ward, Lucas Scholze. Good night, Marquette.